think if I was going to recommend to somebody that they go down the personalisation route, then there are some key things that I think are really important. One is to make sure that you have, right at the beginning of this project, sign up and commitment from your elected members, but also sign up and commitment from your the kind of leaders within the organisation, whether that's the chief executive, whether that's portfolio holder or director yourself. And one of the things that I've found and staff have said to me as supported this change is that I've been involved in it all the way along the line. So I've kind of chaired the steering group, led the steering group, go out to talk to people, accompanied staff, had a look at how the process is working, and I think having leadership is incredibly useful.
The first step is really know what your costs are and go into this knowing that you're going to have to be able to tell an individual what's spent on them, or if you've got a resource allocation process, what you're going to spend on them, and you're going to have to be able to map it in a very person-centred way. So from a finance perspective, you've really got to know what your costs are.
I think if I was giving any advice to anybody, I would say don't forget your basics. Keep your basics in mind. Personalisation is very exciting and it's great when it works for people, but as a worker you have the responsibility and you still have that duty of care to minimise the risks of that person and to keep them safe. Allow them to take risks, that's what life's all about, and they want to take risks, but keep an eye on the basic stuff as well, because you're doing the plan with the person, and if they're trying to reach for something, allow them to reach, but make sure there's a safety net underneath them and get your basics right before you start building.
My advice to every local authority would be, if you're thinking of doing something, stop thinking, go out and find people that you can work with that actually have got personal experience of using the services, accessing the services, needing the services. Get those people on board first.
We've actually got some kind of citizen leaders that have developed through their own experiences in Hartlepool, and again they've been incredibly valuable at saying to us, you think this bit of the process is easy, but actually we don't understand this. You know, they've also been very valuable at talking to other families who've been unsure about the process.
You have to have that input to be able to understand what it is that people want, how they want it delivered, what changes need to be made, and also to help staff to understand how important it is for people to have choice and control.
And I do think that kind of leadership, being very clear what the principles and values are and why you're doing this project initially is absolutely crucial, and then trying to translate that into some kind of tangible plan that those people that aren't that clear and aren't that signed up can see, okay, well those are the steps in the process, we'll go with the steps in the process. And what you do find is where people aren't that sure whether this is the right thing to do, the minute they start to work with somebody who says, this has transformed my life, this is very different, this is much better for me and my family, tend to start to kind of retouch base with those kind of values that you wanted to instill in the first place.